Not because you've earned it, not because you've proven yourself, but because it knows what you've forgotten, that you're already enough, that you always were, that the only thing missing is your willingness to believe it. So believe it, not blindly, not naively, but deeply, bone deep, soul deep. Believe that this dream wouldn't still be here if you weren't meant to meet it. Believe that the strength to continue is already inside you. Believe that every step you take toward it is a step toward the truest version of yourself. And then move through the fear, through the doubt, through the voices that say you can't. Move toward the dream that chose you, because it's been waiting long enough, and so have you. The wounds are proof of battle. Scars are proof of survival. And the fact that you're still standing, still fighting, still here, that's proof that you're stronger than whatever tried to take you down. The wound is where the light enters. Your pain is not your punishment. It's your initiation into a version of yourself you couldn't have accessed any other way, into a depth you didn't know you had, into a strength that only emerges when everything else has been stripped away. You're not losing yourself in this season. You're finding yourself, the real self, the self that exists beneath all the pretending, all the performing, all the versions of you that were built to please other people. This season is burning all of that away. And what's left? The core, the truth, the part of you that can't be broken because it's already been through the fire and came out forged. You're not the same person you were before this started, and that's not a bad thing. You're deeper now, wiser, harder to shake, harder to fool, harder to break. You've learned things about yourself that comfort never could have taught you. You've discovered capacities you didn't know you had. You've accessed reserves of strength that were always there but never needed until now. This season didn't create your strength, it revealed it. And your future self, the one who's already on the other side of this, they're looking back at you right now with gratitude. Gratitude that you didn't quit. Gratitude that you kept going even when it was impossible. Gratitude that you chose to become who they are instead of staying who you were, because they know something you don't know yet. This season ends. This weight lifts. This fire eventually cools. But the person you're becoming, that person is permanent. The strength you're building, that stays. The resilience you're forging, that becomes part of your foundation. The lessons you're learning in the dark, those become the wisdom you carry into the light. Hard times don't create heroes. They reveal them. You were always capable of this. You just didn't know it yet. You hadn't been tested. You hadn't been pushed to the edge where your true nature emerges. But now you have. And you're discovering that the edge isn't where you fall apart. It's where you find out what you're really made of. You're made of more than you thought. You're capable of more than you believed. You're stronger than this season, stronger than this pain, stronger than the voice in your head that keeps telling you you're not enough. That voice is lying. It always has been. You are enough. You have always been enough. And this season, this brutal, beautiful, terrible season, is just showing you the depth of that truth. You're not drowning, you're diving down into the parts of yourself you were too afraid to face before, down into the strength you always had but never needed to access. And when you come back up, and you will come back up, you won't be the same. You'll be sharper, clearer, unshakable, not because the pain made you better, but because you chose to let it forge you instead of letting it destroy you. That's the difference. That's the choice you're making every single day, even if you don't realize it. You're choosing to become instead of to break. You're choosing to grow instead of to shrink. You're choosing to let this season refine you instead of define you. And that choice, that's where your power lives. Not in feeling strong, not in appearing unbreakable, but in continuing when everything in you wants to stop. You are not a mess. You are a feeling person in a messy world. This season is messy. Your life is messy. Your emotions are messy. Your path forward is messy. And that's okay. That's human. That's real. You don't need to have it all together. You don't need to pretend you're fine. You don't need to perform strength for people who wouldn't understand, even if you tried to explain. You just need to keep going. One breath, one step, one moment at a time. Because every moment you survive is a moment you're proving to yourself that you can. Every day you make it through is evidence that you're stronger than you thought. And eventually, those moments add up. Those days compound. And you look back and realize you walked through hell and came out holding fire. Not because you're special, not because you're chosen, but because you refused to let the fire consume you. You let it transform you instead. And transformation always feels like destruction at first. Always. Because to become something new, you have to let go of something old. And letting go feels like loss, even when it's liberation. But you're on the other side of that now. Maybe not all the way through. Maybe still in the middle of the flames, but closer to the edge than you were yesterday. And that's progress. That's victory. That's proof that you're not stuck. You're not broken. You're not defeated. You're just in process. And process is painful. But it's also powerful, because when you come out of this, and you will come out of this, you won't just be stronger, you'll be different, better, more real, more you than you've ever been, the you that this season couldn't break, the you that walked through fire and came out forged, the you that your future self already knows how to be. That person is being born right now, in this struggle, in this pain, in this season that feels like it's taking everything from you. It's not taking, it's giving. Giving you access to the parts of yourself you couldn't reach any other way. Giving you the strength you'll need for what comes next. Giving you the proof that you're capable of more than you ever imagined. So keep going. Not because it's easy, not because you feel ready, but because you're stronger than this season thinks you are. Stronger than the pain, stronger than the fear, stronger than the voice that says you can't. You can, you are, you will. This season doesn't get to define you. It only gets to refine you. And when it's over, when you're standing on the other side, looking back at what you survived, you'll understand. This wasn't the end. It was the beginning of the strongest version of yourself you'll ever know.